In my most recent blog post, I titled it God's Timing, and I thought that would be the perfect thing to go over this week in this video. We all struggle with understanding God's timing, and it's really hard to be patient when we're going through a hard time, when we're going through pain or a difficult time in our life. But sometimes we just have to be really patient and wait on God's timing. If I have learned anything throughout my life, of the times that I've gone through of having struggle, is that God's timing is the most perfect timing. At one point in my life, I was literally on the floor begging God to help me. But at this point in my story, I didn't have faith. I was faithless because not only was I asking for God to help me, I was asking him to prove himself to me. Now, let me tell you something. God does not have to prove himself to us. But thankfully for me, God loved me enough to be able to, or to want to answer the second part of my prayer, and that was to help remove my pain. He was going to help me do that, even though I was asking him to prove himself to me. When I think of hard times, and I think we all use this analogy, is I think of a storm. We're going through a storm, and when I envision the storm, I envision it raining, like downpouring on us, and it's dark, and it's cold and foggy. You know, you can't see anything in front of you, and it's during this time that we have to learn to walk by faith and not by sight. God is in this storm. If you want to find him, that's where he is. He is going to help you get out of this storm by placing stepping stones in your life. And these stepping stones I'm talking about are things that happen in your life to help you get to where you are today, out of that storm. For me, those stepping stones were the friends that he placed in my life, the city that he moved me to, the church that he led me to, and so many more things. And, honestly, I didn't see those stepping stones until I was out of that storm, until I started actually writing my testimony out. And in fact, if you guys have time or make time to write down your testimony, I think it's all something we should do, because you see so much that God had done in your life, more than you realized before. And so if you have time, take time to write down your testimony. I highly suggest it. But I think it takes time for us to get through those storms, through those hard times, because that time allows change to not only happen in our life, but to happen in ourselves. Our character starts to develop, our faith grows, and our trust in God grows as well. And, so many other things happen during that time. And we may not understand it as we're going through it, but you just have to have faith in God. Walk by faith, not by sight. I want to ask you guys to take time this week to, right now, after this video, just write down God's timing is the most perfect timing. And ask God to help you to be patient. I know it's so hard. It is so hard. I am not a patient person myself. But if we're patient and we have faith and we trust in our God, then we will have the most beautiful outcome.